What up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bedded up. Booyah. Malibu. Still working on the Malibu. This side is rough cut. Got the bars up underneath. Got the side bars along the rail. Over there, boom. Got those bars in there. Got some bars up into the upper tray up in there. Boom. Gonna be working on finishing up the frame rail notch on this side. So as you can see, the plate's in there. The plate doesn't always fit, so you gotta make it fit inside what you cut out. These are the all-star plates. They don't fit as good as the UMI plates, and they're not as thick as the UMI plates. So I suggest the UMI plates. Down here, again, they're never long enough because they're not made for big wheel cars. So that's where the plate stopped. This is how much more I had to add in. Got a little bit of an angle here. I made big gaps, so I filled them in, so that way I could clean it up, file it up, grind it up. But as you can see, I still got to go through and put some more in there. This was like a 1/4 inch gap. The weld laid right in there, boom. But you know, little edges to it. So I got to put some more fill in there, a little hole right there. Clean this up a little more right here. It's on a little bit of an angle. You know, I never like doing it a flat notch. And I think the angle gives this area a little more strength. But of course, doing the ladder bar cross member and tying into there, you know, is a lot stronger for this whole area. For cars that have power and torque, the torque box, the arm pushes up on that area. And with the frame being notched, it goes from this fat to thin, and it pushes up, which cracks the frames right here, bends, and then can buckle the quarters. All right, yeah. What I'm gonna get into here is, like I said, I'm gonna notch this, or cut this straight through here. Better have a straight line. We did have the tire on here. Where's it at? It's up against the dryer right there. 22 by 11, 12 inches overall. It just barely fits in here. It's gonna need tubs, but we're hitting along here. We were hitting along the bottom of the frame a little bit. I still have to clean this up and curve it back. We'll have that, boom. Got a couple little plates kind of fitted for in there, you know. And then I have another gap here, another plate here, and I'll put another fill plate in there. But this one I'm working on right now, boom. Trying to get this one buttoned up. The ladder bar cross member, I hang them down under the frame for clearances and all that shit, and drive shaft clearances, stuff like that. It's angled forward just a little bit. It looks like it's straight on there, but boom. So I still gotta cut. This is just so rough. I still gotta cut this on the angle and cap it. So, not done. A lot of people judge my shorts and think that it's done. So, a lot of people need to pay attention. Check everything out before, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then everybody that keeps asking where you're located. Right outside of Chicago. Right outside of Chicago. Plainfield, Illinois. I'm still backed up, very backed up. Got the 79 Malibu in here. That's the one on 6s, did a few years ago. Gonna change the body needs to be slid over on the frame. The body is to the driver's side. So I'm gonna loosen up the body mount, slide the body over, readjust the back bumper. We got frame notch plates for it. I'm not sure that we need it. This car, the wheel is bolted directly on this side, but the other side has a 1/2 inch spacer because the body has a bigger gap. Like I was saying, look at this 79 up here. The frame gap right here is really big compared to this side over here. See how tight that is? So this one, the same thing, the body to the driver's side. So this one with the body being to that side, like I said, maybe loosen it up, slide the body over the 1/2 inch. That will make this wheel tuck under a 1/2 inch more. And then this wheel over here is already under a little bit more than that side. This car is tubbed. I didn't do the tubs, but it is tubbed. It does have my 1/4 rail frame notch in the back. These are 6s. And this side has a 1/2 inch wheel spacer. So get the 1/2 inch wheel spacer over here, slide the body over that way, boom. There's plenty of room from the wheel to the frame. So as of right now, not sure I'm gonna have to notch the frame because obviously it's on there right now and it clears the frame. It does have anti-roll. The coilovers that are on this one are a 10-inch coilover. So it's got a 10 DP 250 spring and it has a C217 shock. Now that's Viking. So I have the spring pressure, I think, down to like 9, crushed from 10 inches tall, free height on the shock at like 9. So I'm gonna take and change it to 10, so it'll soften up the back of the car a little bit. And then I'll change the location of where it bolts to the bottom of the housing. That'll make up the difference down there. Go up a hole, change the spring down, go up a hole there, boom. So I can get a little better ride out of it. The problem that it's been doing is this side totally clear, the hand goes totally up in there, the tire doesn't hit the inside tub, the outer tub that's up in here, how the body curves in. But the passenger side has a clean spot up in there. So this side, I'm gonna take my hand, see it's already tight, but there's a clean spot up in here that you can see that the tire has been lightly rubbing. So with the body slid over this way, that'll clear. But it's just a little tedious shit to adjust. Look at that. All the work I was doing on this Malibu yesterday, the grinding. This car did come in clean. And look, it's already dusty. And then I had to push the car forward. So yeah, that's what's going on with this 79 Boo right here. Pretty clean car. Got a small block in it. Got some decent interior. The starter is making a little noise. It's got a LT1 starter on it. He's gonna grab a ProMaster starter. I think he said he would drop it off Monday. So I can change the starter on it, and the motor is not really running up to par. So look at the timing and shit like that. Check the plugs and see where it's losing some power. Changing the gear in the back. It's got a 410 gear in it right now, and with the 26 as being a 32-inch tall diameter, knocks it down to probably like a 342. So we're gonna put the 456 in it, the cam and all that stuff with a small block. It's got an overdrive overdrive trans in. It's got a 20 stall. So the 456 gear in the back would probably act like a 410. So he's got overdrive, so he'll still be highway able. His motor guy suggested that, and I mean, it does make some sense. So we got that all in the trunk. New gear set, bearing kit. It's got a posi and all that shit in it now. So we'll get that in there. Another little job. Well, I mean, I've thought about this job a lot. Andy's been on me forever. So sliding the body over, I've looked at the body bushings and all that, so I'm gonna replace the tails and stuff. So all I gotta do is get them to loosen up. Loosen them up, slide the body over that 1/2 inch, boom, take this wheel spacer off, boom, open the rear end up, change all that, adjust the back bumper, change the starter, look at the motor, take it for a ride, see if we can get some more power out of it. Kind of feels like it's like not hitting on all cylinders. It takes forever to warm up. You know, it's carbureted. Probably adjust the choke again. Might have too much carburetor, too big a carburetor, but we'll look at that shit too. Malibu up here. I have to pick up the ladder bar cross member. When Jordan went the other week and picked up the ladder bar cross member for him and picked up another one for the maroon Pro Charge Regal. They didn't have another one in stock. I ordered it, it's down there. I just haven't went to get it because I haven't had a way to go get it, but boom, ladder bar cross member going this one, tie into the lower boxes because like I said, it is notched, or it is frame notched. Tie into there, probably tie into the uppers too, just like I did the Jordan's car on this one. And like I said, I do have the plate material right there, so I can get over here, spend a day on putting this front end together. I know, I've been talking about it forever, but a lot of shit going on, and a lot of shit to do for one person. So, Bankroll Tim got it up, kid the car. The small block ain't running too good. I mean, the original motor, 197,000. We thought it was rattling before. We changed oil, all that stuff, and you can hear it now. It's a weird knock, but it's got a knock to it. So the motor's just all worn out. So the motor will probably be coming out. He'll be working on it, get the motor out of it, and we'll figure out going through the motor. Like I said, 342 gear in the back, posi. It's got good shocks. Got turbo 350 trans that works perfect. 2400 TCI converter. Was it breakaway? 2400 on a small block, 2600 on a big block. I've always used those stalls and they work. They work good. You know, for some basic shit, into a little bit of mild performance. Not all out race, you know. It's a total different ball game right there. But for a street car. So yeah, that's what's going on in this shit's out. I got it up. Bankroll Tim. The heat came on. Can never get the heat set right in here. It's either cold or hot. Cold or hot. The heater either runs on off, on off, on off, on off. I don't know. It's a mess. The fan back there, I run it, and the fan annoys the shit out of me and pisses me off. So, anyways, all right, y'all. Bankroll Tim. Bedded up. Nothing that exciting up in here this week. I mean, the Malibu, pretty nice car, pretty clean car. This one, solid car, and of course the Texas car, solid car. So Malibu City, that's what it is. All right, y'all. Bankroll Tim. Bedded up, and I'm out.
hold on, James, hold on.
What up, y'all? Bankroll Tim, bedded up. Back on this frame notch on the Malibu, Jordan's Malibu. Got that plate in there. That's an all-star plate. Like I said, they were not designed for. Like I said, look, I'm showing it in the rough, boom. Showing the welds, boom. Of course, I clean it all up. I got plenty of weld inside there, boom. And once I clean it up, got a little bit of an angle to it, boom, filled in the bottom, damn. Gonna be cleaned up. Jordan says it doesn't have to be perfect, boom. Back here, I'll cut this straight, shoot, and then I'll start putting a little rolled piece in there. But yeah, 78 Malibu. Getting that frame notch. Peace out, bedded up. Bankroll Tim, bedded up. Here's the left side. Jordan was in here earlier. Started cutting it out. And what I'm saying about these frame notch plates, these frame notch plates are not designed for big rim cars, so they come up short. They'll be short here, short back here. This car is using the all-star plates, which do not come with the extra little pieces, so, and I make the curves and all that shit. But he was in here and he cut this side out, so you can see all the little grabs and nibbles and shit. Boom. And then I gotta finalize it, narrow it. Boom. Doing a ladder bar cross member on this one as well and tying into the lowers. 78 Malibu, 22 inch by 11, 12 overall. Bedded up. What up, y'all? Bankroll Tim, Bedded Up Kustoms. The 79 Malibu. Boom. Gonna put a ladder bar cross member in it. My son was in here with the drill, wire wheel, cleaning it up. I gotta get the cross brace in there. Boom. Go to this side. I'll get the shock areas cut out like I want. Put the cross brace up in there. Boom. This car was previously frame notched. Malibus. Gotta watch out for the clearances. Look at how tight the body is on this side. But then this side's got a bigger. Boom. So that means the body is off to the driver's side. Bam. It's gonna be Malibu City around here. Got another Malibu coming in. But anyways, rear end's all narrowed up for this one. Boom, bolted up. We got to get it in there. Bankroll Tim, Malibu City, bedded up. Bedded up, Bankroll Tim. Narrowed, 7.5, clocked ends, super drop boxes, coilover strips, braced, tow hooks. Boom, tow hooks, welded on the top and welded on the back bottom, so they actually lay across the bottom. Boom. This one is for the Malibu. The gears in it, 410. Boom. Big brakes, 24s. Billet specialties. Back is 24 by 10 with a 8-inch lip. 8-inch lip. Boom. Malibu. Bankroll Tim, better. Got it all welded up. Like I said, I was gonna cap that end. I capped that end, boom. Got it welded up, got it painted up, got it bolted up. And that's what you call braced up. Different kinds of bracing out there, y'all. But this one, the frame was already bent up so bad. Took a little bit, but bam. Got her braced up. I got the pinion angle. I just noticed how bad the pinion was hitting the floor. That's how far it pushed the pinion up, because obviously the force on the torque box pushed it up so far. Bam. Boom. But anyways, adjusted the uppers a little bit shorter. And yeah, about to set her down a little bit. Pro Charge Regal. Braced up. What up? What up? What up? Bankroll Tim bedded up. I'm gonna try not to whisper. I'm gonna try. So again, a little under the weather. But the Pro Charge Regal is almost back in full effect. Got the calipers on here. And one of the things that we were noticing before, and what the owner was noticing, is that after driving the car a little bit, you'd feel like the brakes were sticking. So it's got a Willwood master, it's got a Willwood proportioning valve adjustable under the hood. So we were trying to figure out that deal. I don't really mess with master cylinders and stuff like that. I end up having too many problems. There's different size bores and strokes and all that shit. So you gotta match the caliper up with this and that or whatever. The manual proportioning valve is basically just for the rear, and if you tighten it up too tight, it leaves pressure. I don't know. We're leading to that's the problem, but it does have a brass line all the way underneath the car, copper, brass, whatever you want to call it. And this frame rail was twisted up pretty good, and the line is right here, so maybe it smashed it. I looked in the area to see if it was smashed, and I couldn't see that it was smashed right there. So when I was putting the calipers on, I had to push the pistons back in. Well, this side pushed, and I got it on, got it re-shimmed. The hub-centric piece wasn't in there. I put the hub-centric piece in there. Some of the axles are stepped, so you don't need it, but these needed it, didn't have it. I had it set on the wall, put it in there. So I'll put this caliper on. It shimmed out right, but it pushed the pressure over into this caliper instead of pushing it back into the front. So I actually had to crack the line on this side to get the caliper to release pressure, because just by trying to get it to press the pressure back into the master, it wouldn't go. So there's obviously a problem there somewhere, but they're gonna have to deal with that because I don't deal with that stuff. But brakes and everything are on there. Could use a little cleanup. Reset the pinion, which if you look through here, I mean, it's on the lift, but pinion's reading basically a 0. When it goes on the ground, the uppers come a little bit shorter, which gives it a bit of a negative pinion, which is what you want. Drive shaft's in it. It's all cleaned up, all painted up. See how the hole in the frame is right there? So you can get right to the nut. And the bolt goes in from the side. It's at a setting that the car will hook. If we were to move the front one down a hole or two, we can make the car spin. If we move the back one up, you can make the car spin. Bring the back one down one, you make the car hook more. But there's a fine line with that too. If you go too far of an angle with this bar, like this, you'll cause wear, tire shake, not hop, tire shake. So anyways, wanted to get this video in before these marks got back here. I got stage fright. So yeah, we got some gear lube. I sent them to get some gear lube. So we got some Castro or Fram, some Fram. What is it? 75 140. Yeah. we'll put that in there. It does have a true track in there. Well, gear lube in it, brakes or wheels on it, and it'll be done. I squared up the rear end. Everything squares up good. The body is a little farther forward on this side than that side, whoever did the body work. But I squared everything up to the frame, which it wasn't that far off. It's just that under a load, it bent the torque boxes up, which pushed forward, which was throwing off the painting angle for Chris and them at Street Car Headquarters when it was on the dyno and moving the car around and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if it's going back, but it definitely needs the brakes figured out. And I know since it's been here, we had adjusted the adjustable valve in the front, and now I don't know, we'll figure it out, or he'll figure it out or something. Tomorrow's supposed to be shitty. So, I mean, test driving it ain't really a point in test driving it. Everything is still set basically the same. The shocks are all set the same. The height is set the same. It's just braced up. So, however the car drove is how it drove. So, I tried calling dude here a little bit ago and he didn't answer and hasn't called me back yet. But by the time y'all see this, it'll be gone. And yeah, we'll get this gear lube in here. Letting the silicone set up a little bit before we put it in there. You gotta put the lube on it, right, before you put it in? Oh, shit. All right, y'all. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. That's basically it. Wheels are all over here. My son wipes his car down. He's actually caring about it again.
Halfway care about it.
Halfway care about it. He says he wants to take the big block from there and put it in here. I think that's too much motor for him. I don't think he can handle it.
I don't know, I handle block, I handle pretty nice.
The Malibu. The Malibu. Look, this car's like a pearl white, but it doesn't look like it's pearl white anymore. It looks like it's a dirt white. All right, y'all. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Pro Charge Regal. Illinois, out. What up, y'all? Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Got that bracing all up in here now. I still gotta cap the end. Got the torque boxes in there. Got it welded up. Boom, got it all the way up to the upper control arm tray. These frame rails are not gonna be twisting up anymore. Ladder bar cross member, boom. Boom. Got the hole in the outside of the frame right there, so that when you get the nut up in there, the bolt goes through that way, boom. Weld it there, weld it on the back side, weld it up here, boom. All tied together. All tied together. Pro Charge Regal. Pro Charge Regal. Bet it up. Bet it up, bet it up. Bet it up. Custom suspension, frame fabrication, frame bracing, boom. Got some bracing. Put the adjustable box on the bottom, boom. Got some more to get done to this. Got some more tubes gonna go in there, boom. Gonna brace it up some more. This is what you call a ladder bar cross member. Boom, goes across there. Bam. Took a couple days off. I've been a little sick. But anyways. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Yeah, gotta cap the end off. I'll do that with a piece of tube. All right, y'all. Pro Charge Regal. Pro Charge Regal. Oh yeah. What up? Bankroll Tim, boom. Ladder bar cross member is in there. This box is still torqued up. I got a little spacer in there. Boom. But anyways, what I'm showing is I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. another bar that's gonna go in behind the box. Boom. To here. Boom. So boom, boom. And then you got the gap right there so we can get up in there and get the nut. Plenty of weld there. Boom. Weld it up there. But yeah, that's what's going on with the Pro Charge Regal, y'all. Bet that up. All right, y'all, so check this out. When the frame rail is twisted up a little bit in the torque box area, and then you got this big heavy ass Caprice and a come along, all right? It ended up breaking a bumper shock, but oh well. Listen, so look, the come along, right? Now look. I can turn on my headlamp right here, boom. Bam! I done pulled that thing down. Look how far from where it was hitting the floor. Bam. Pulled it down, straightened it out. I'm gonna leave it sit here overnight like this. I got the car strapped to the lift, but you know, the motor's in the front. Anyways, that's how you flex a frame rail back. Bankroll Tim. Bet it up. What up? Bankroll Tim, bet it up. All right, so the green Regal. Okay, so I went and got the coilovers in there. Boom. These are in between a 10 and a 12. Like I said, those are 12, blah, there's like 3/4 of an inch difference, something like that. But because I went behind with the new shock tabs, I left the old ones in there, but the new ones, it's all painted, boom, I still gotta tighten all that shit up. Got the anti-roll up in there. You know, you gotta gap it a little bit. The weld ran down a little bit because I still had a little powder coat on there when I welded it, but it's fully welded, nice and strong. Boom, that side's on there. I mean, you know, coilovers are on there. Gotta tighten everything up. Chassis, like I said, with the new outer piece being billet aluminum, and this is billet steel. It's a 1/2-inch bolt for the bigger links. Obviously, it holds more stability side to side. I'm about to tighten that stuff up, set it down. Went ahead and went with a 300 spring because this car has 315s in the trunk. Those springs on those coilovers right there are the variable rate 175 350. So you can see how the coil is tighter in that area than the top area. So that's where you get the variable rate. So all the years of doing this, stay away from the variable rate springs on these cars. They just don't work. I got the proper lower brackets, which these are Viking bottom brackets here. And like I said, you guys, there's these spacers. They have to go in the bottom. This keeps this gap. When they had that set up on there, they didn't have the spacers, so these things bent inwards, which are they're a little different. They're a little skinnier, a little, you know, see? But anyways, they bent the shit out of them. Junk, garbage. So yeah, anti-roll is gonna help out a lot. Before I put the car in the air, I measured from the ground to the top of chrome, which yeah, this chrome's got a little dent in it, boom. Both sides, well, that side over there was dead on 27. This side was a little bit lower, but my floor and it not having an anti-roll, boom. The links are adjustable. You can twist them, preload, stuff like that. So if you're off quarter inch side to side, you can make it up in the anti-roll due to whatever. The body could be sitting lower on the frame on one side than the other side. But yeah, Viking, double adjustable compression and rebound. QA1, basic QA1 shock, single valve, one compression valve, that's it. A little bit of tuning, a lot of tuning on the shock. Each car is different. You could have a car with the same weight, same this, same that, and it might just ride different. You got to adjust it a little different, but knowing how to adjust this. The other thing I did here is I noticed that this torque box was bent up just a little bit. So I normally would have put a ladder bar cross member in here, but I don't have time, and this guy's got, I mean, these mufflers are pretty big. This is the goo from this undercoating. everybody, please stop buying this shit undercoating. Don't pay people to undercoat your car. It's garbage. It's still sticky and wet and gooey and just nasty, and it's a motherfucker to work on the car. All right, so as you can see right here, I braced the torque box area. I took a tube, put it in there, cut it, welded it all along the bottom, inside there, boom. I had welded it underneath here first, then I took a plate, plated it. This is 3/16, boom. Then I put a plate on the bottom, boom. So strengthen the torque box up. This car, like I said, this car doesn't have a ton of power, and I could actually, well, you can see he's only got, there's no adjustment back here except for one bolt hole. So the angle is not that great. So it's not really driving the tire into the ground. So this bar is probably damn near straight when it's on the ground. So that's good. If you have more of an angle, you drive the tires into the ground, you bend the torque boxes up if you're not braced up. So remember guys, when your frame notched, boom, you make this area thinner, you make this area weaker. So torque boxes get bent up when you have power and torque. When I bring the maroon Regal in here, and I'll show you all that stuff of what it did, now it flexed the shit out of it. It's gonna be a motherfucker for me to get the frame rail back down, at least like this one you can see is up just a little bit. I mean, basically going off the lift, it's just got a little bit of a gap, you know, compared to this side. So just a little difference. That's not really gonna hurt this car. But yeah, so ladder bar cross member, like this one standing right here, boom. I don't know if you guys have seen me put them in the cars before. But yeah, it would go across here. So now this one from, I could probably get away with doing it and being real close to here, but also this helps because with this being here, being in this area, but you also want to put the tubes down the side of the frame on the inside. And as you can see, the normal thing that people, they bend these frames up after jacking them up wrong and shit like that. Use a crescent wrench, pull it down, whatever. Put a tube inside the frame rail there, boom, weld it. So now with this being here and all braced up, and to do the ladder bar cross member across there, then you can come right off of that, tie into this, boom. Adjustable buckets on the back would help bring that down, bring it in more, probably get rid of the coilover bracket like that, put it on the back of the box, bring it in. And then you'd have plenty more adjustment, you know, getting into racing so you can make your shit hook. This side over here, boom, you can see how I wrapped it around the tube. After I put the tube in, this side's still kind of warm, but it's fully welded, fully welded, fully welded, fully welded, blah, blah, blah. So it's gonna help. So it's not gonna bend that easy. And like I said, again, this car doesn't have as much power and torque as the other car. Will he do it later on? If he does it later on, we could shorten up the mufflers or get a different set of mufflers on there. Or I might be able to fit the ladder bar across my brand there, but that's later. But that's what's going on with this thing. I'm gonna get this thing all, get you a better view of it. They're not identical, you know, but it doesn't have to be. But yeah, say no to undercoating, please. And that's where we're at right now on this one. And I'm gonna bolt these bolts up in the back, tighten everything up, set it down and see where she sits. I know my measurement was 27. I'll set it down. I'll see how easy the car goes up and down, see how much the spring collapses and shit like that. So I'll be able to know if it's gonna work 100%. If I gotta adjust height, I can adjust height a little bit by the spring and by moving the bolt holes up on the lower bracket. So yeah, all right, y'all. About to have this one buttoned up. It is like 6 o'clock on this Tuesday evening. Yeah. All right, y'all, that's really all I got for you, is talking about this Regal and what I did to it. And what we might be doing later and stuff like that. But yeah, all right, let me button this thing up and I'll get back at y'all. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. What up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Bet it up. All right, y'all, so working on the green Regal. Had to come in here today, move everything around. You can see how much the trans is leaking. So it's more than just blowing out or on the blow off on the top. Something's got to be leaking the pan or something. I'll check the pan bolts for them and see if they're loose. But anyway, so got the box from Trick Chassis, of course. Trick Chassis, Alex. We got this new style end for the billet. So now we got these billet aluminum pieces on the end instead of having the metal cap ones, because this is a billet steel. A lot of people don't know, you got billet steel and you got billet aluminum. So normally when you hear billet, you think of aluminum. But yes, now it's got billet aluminum ends, boom. The weld out pieces right here that go to the top, boom. I like to take and bevel the edge, so that way when you weld it, it fits in there better. You gotta watch out on the outside of it, because see how much room you got to this piece, so you don't wanna interfere with this piece. But it goes on the inside, just like I got it set up here. These nuts are just mock-up nuts to put on here to hold this together, so I can get it up in there and weld it to that cross brace. But there's undercoating on that cross brace, so I gotta grind that out. Boom. So what we got here is some 207 shocks. And the 207 shock is a little bit shorter than the 12s that were on here. And they're a little bit longer than the 10s that I was gonna go with, but couldn't get my hands on a set of 10s for right now. So this is where they had this setup, and the spring was hitting right here, which you can see the mark. The springs were hitting at the top of the shock bracket right there, boom. So all that was jamming up the travel. And then, like I said, the spring, you can see that's a variable rate spring. And a variable rate spring. I moved the rubber bushing right there, the rubber seal, so you can see how the travel is. This, you can see all the marks on each coil. They were hitting each other. And then, check this out. That's how bad it was hitting up in the top. So it was hitting and binding, so nothing was moving properly. You know, this car, like I said back in the day, who did it, how it was done, the cross brace. So how you could have prevented this is the cross brace could have went a little bit more back and would have gave that clearance. Or if you'd have went a little bit more forward, then you would have came off the back with the short tabs. So I have a set of short tabs, which are trick chassis, right here. So these are shorter, so that we don't come off too far. And then how much I put it on the tube, this way or this way, which will be up a little bit. And I'm gonna keep the top of this shock from hitting up in there. And I'm gonna come off the back. So, something like that, which they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 5 holes that they were hooked to. If I have to go down 1 to be 1 under to keep it at the height that he had it, which I measured 27 inches from the ground up to the chrome on both sides. And that was on my uneven ground here, and both sides were measuring the same. So now, like I said, I gotta clean off the back of this for the tabs. I gotta clean off the area here for the anti-roll. I'll clean off wherever the anti-roll ends up here, which this is a 9-inch, so it will come off the back of here. Everything else is already set. I double checked that they were in square. These brackets right here, you can see are on a little bit of an angle. Let's see. You can see they're on a little bit of an angle this way. So the shock tabs, when they were put in, you can see are a little bit more that way. So of course, I'll go with the flow of this and put them in just a pinch more at the top. Boom. And they'll be the short tabs, or if I have to use the long tabs, obviously I'm not gonna reuse the ones that are in there, but All-Star makes the longer ones, 1/2-inch hole, 3/16, boom. So you can see the depth difference of these. I mean, you know, just a little bit, but it helps, you know. So that way you can get everything in the right spot, position. Maybe I will go with the longer ones and go up just a little bit higher, but once I get this bolted up in here, I'll figure out exactly what I'm gonna do. But for this shock, or spring to have been hitting here, and this one to not have been hitting here, it's either the tabs or the crossbar is off center. And I don't know. Then somebody went through and did the spray on undercoating, which is horrible. I've said it plenty of times, please guys, don't get underneath your car and put this spray on undercoating. It's garbage. It's just garbage. Looks like hell. It's not worth it. Take your time. If you want to use a scuff pad, you know, any type of scuff pad, scuff some areas, stuff like that, and get you a rattle can of some paint. If you got some stuff you don't want to put paint on, get some painter's tape, put some painter's tape on it, and then paint some shit. But I mean, you know, this tub job, like I said, was fucking horrible, which was done a long time ago by somebody. You can see this right here rubbed a little bit, but it rubbed more of the undercoating than actual metal. The backs of the rims are fine. They're not using these fuel lines, but why they left them out here, I don't know. There's a bolt right up here on the frame and a bolt right up over here on the frame that you can unbolt the tabs, move them in. But again, they're not being used. So yeah, that is what I am working on today, trying to get this thing buttoned up. The rear end is all set. I'm gonna get the anti-roll up in there. get the anti-roll up in there, and then get it welded in, get the tabs on there and get them welded on. Then I'm gonna be putting these coilovers in and setting it down and figuring out from there. I'm gonna put some bracing on the frame right here. So I gotta clean up all this shit and this, and then unbolt these, move them up, which these are not being used either. Move those up out of my way, and I can get a nice tube in here. So I'll probably try to keep the tube as far as I can, as close as I can to all this. Maybe more of a little bit of an angle, but I'll stop it short in case later on we do a ladder bar cross member on this car. But that sucks because of these mufflers being so long. But I do have 2 ladder bar cross members here and 1 on order. So if I have to put one in here, I can put one in here, which is gonna help because this side you can see is bent up too and it's hitting the floor. The maroon car is way worse than this, but I'll film that too when it gets up on here. But yeah, this side's nice and slimy, which you got the trans fluid, but then it's taken off the undercoating. So it's a messy, nasty job, and that sucks. But yeah, trying to help out the best I can. I'll get this video up here in a little bit, and then I'll video it, of course, when it's done, and show you guys the business of that. Alrighty, a little short video. Maybe I'll put something else on the end of this. IG, you're not gonna see me putting too many reels up anytime soon because somebody reported one of my reels and it stopped my monetizing. I had did a review on it, and it takes 3 to get it to where you lose your monetizing for 3 days or 30 days. So 2 of them they corrected, which one was the one that somebody claimed something which was bogus. People that are out there doing that shit to stop people's money is just hate, straight hate. But so I can't make any money off of reels on IG until I think the 13th. So after the 13th is when I'll be able to post more reels. So I'll put some pictures up and stuff like that. So like right now, I'll take a couple pictures of this and put it up, but I won't be putting up reels. And then when I do put up reels, you'll probably see some duplicate reels, maybe change the music up, shit like that. I got a violation on YouTube for one of my shorts because the shorts had music to it, but what I was under the understanding of was that the shorts wouldn't allow music, this or that, or they would count whoever's music it was. So I ended up deleting that one, which wasn't a big deal, but I'm not sure if the violation stuck, but YouTube has it where 3 times, like IG. So 3 times and then they delete my channel. So kind of sucks to have to think about that, but if you put up a video on YouTube, a video compared to a shorts, if you put up the video and it has music in it, it'll just demonetize that video, meaning you won't get paid for that video because it has music. I have a few videos out of the fucking 700 or whatever that have music in there, and I don't get $1, I don't get a penny from them. So why doesn't shorts work that way? If there's music and it's not accepted, it should just be that bam, you don't get paid for it, you don't get monetized for it. But they gave me a violation, so I don't know exactly how far that's gonna go. But first time in many years. But all right, y'all, Bankroll Tim, bet it up. I'm trying to do the quick shit on this one, get it out the door. If I don't finish it tonight, I'll have it finished tomorrow when I get here. I've been here since 8 o'clock this morning. Been trying to work a better schedule and get out here earlier, go home, relax, shit like that. But yeah, this is a very nice car. Like the interior on this car is beautiful. The way it was done, very nice car, very nice car. All right, y'all, that's it over here because, you know, I ain't done shit to the Malibu, but I got to put a ladder bar cross member in that, finish, frame notching it and everything. But like I said, it's Jordan's Sideways Productions. I do believe he's in the middle of changing his name because I think somebody else owns something with the name, but I don't know exactly how that's going. But if anybody wants to give him a new name or shoot him some new listings or new type of names, I don't know. But Jordan, you know, he's got that 67 Chevelle 4-door running. So yeah, and then my boy up here, Jason, his car, I gotta put a ladder bar cross member in it, boom, tie his shit together, put the cross brace in it, get the rear end set up in there. But we gotta do some cleaning in here, which my son is helping Jordan today. He didn't have school, but he's gonna be getting up in here and doing some cleaning, and we can get this shit going. And of course, down south, Oklahoma Cuddy. I'll have some downtime once the red or pink, whatever you want to call it, Regal gets on the lift. I'll be able to have a little bit of downtime. The center section's got to be taken out of the 9-inch, the third member, and it's got to be sent back to Winter Circle and then sent back to Mosier because I guess it makes some noise. So I'm gonna go ahead and help him out with that. But it's gonna leave this lift dead for a couple days. But the way that I gotta do the ladder bar cross member and tie it all together, I'll be showing you that. But it's gonna take a little bit of time, a little bit of skill. Mock up, see if it's gonna work, maybe change the mock up, get it set up real nice. But I'll be to show you guys that and try to stay back on the YouTube videos. And that's where we're at today, guys. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Here's what you don't see much. My old ass. Yeah. All right, y'all. Bet it up. I'm out. Peace.